Jesus. What the hell was that? There you go. All right, all right. Great. All right. Thank you very much. Is it okay, we're live? All right. Oh, hold on. I think that's enough now. All right. Well, thank you very much, everybody. Welcome. It is Geezy Truth News. Thank you for tuning in. It is January 2nd, 2019. Yeah, that's right. Wow. It's been quite the fast times, ladies and gentlemen. This is crazy. It's 2019. That is. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy everything. And welcome to a new year. And this, let me tell you what, ladies and gents. This year is going to be something to think about. There's going to be this is a special show here today, folks. And we got a lot of important stuff to cover. And we're not going to just Nancy-pantsy around here. We got, serious issues to talk about. As always, people got to talk. People got to think. So, thank you everybody for tuning in, and let's just get straight to it. I mean, first of all, this is the year of victory. This is going to be, there's new information about Pizzagate. There's new information about everything that you can think of, the worst of the worst. We're ending the Fed. We're destroying the Pizzagate people. We're catching all these scumbags and all these scuzzos. The good guys are winning. I mean, apparently things are, getting ready. So here's the thing. We got new info about the Pizzagate thing. And actually, we'll see if we can find the sources. And, here's the thing. Jim Fetzer just recently, the guy who, let me get the book out here. Jim Fetzer, the author of Boston bombing hoax and Sandy hoax and all that. He is being sued in court by the fake parent or the fake whatever this stuff. So that's happening right now. And James Tracy, is memory hole blog. We have all the info and all the sources at the bottom there. So there you have it. So either they're going full throttle or they're getting confused. But there's things that are happening. So as those who are paying attention to the economy, they'll also see the spikes going up and down in the economy and going down. It's last time I checked, it was at 23. And I don't know. They're really trying to keep it afloat, but it's obviously, the drop is imminent. What's his face? The Jerome guy, the head of the Fed, is imminent getting fired or taking care of ending the Fed, whatever it is, all odds. The government is shut down. There's a lot of things are going on right now, and you know what? It's some good stuff. And I just gotta say, and speaking of which, let's see, looks like Tom and Mike over there at the soundboard are saying there may be some technical difficulties on tonight's show. So just that as a heads up. But other than that, it's the things that matter. We have all these people talking about all these different things. None of this matters. The two most important, ending the Fed and the Pizzagate people. All these people, they're getting ready for tribunals. It's getting real. So we'll see. So, and like I wanted to mention earlier, that pardon Jeezy for being out of the office for, I don't know how long it's been, a few weeks or a month or what. But I just been, I sustained an injury and haven't been able to do much this past few weeks. So I've been out of the office. But hey, there's a lot of serious stuff going on. And I just couldn't not do this because I'm tired of seeing, people. I'm sure people are tired of seeing the news and all this fakery going on, the fake news. Nobody's reporting anything. Nobody's reporting anything that's actually happening there. You go on any of these news sites. I can't even imagine. Let's try, just for giggles, what are they even talking about right now? You go to the mainstream media, And of course, CNN is talking about Trump. You know, that's all all these people have lost all their credibility a long time ago. When, especially in 2016, when Donny Boy won, and CNN said 80% chance, it was like more than 80% chance of Hillary winning, and then Donny Boy won. So that alone should just, just forget about this. And look, CNN, Trump's presidency is about to totally, that's all they talk about. Nothing engaging, nothing. Fox, some kind of movie or something, something ridiculous, So this is just a load of garbage, and apparently there's new evidence for QAnon. The last time he was reported was December 22nd, so I got nothing to say about that. I mean, people are saying that he may be a honeypot, he may be this, he may be that. I don't know. But apparently the last anybody's heard from him is December 22nd. So, and it's January 2nd, 2019 now. So, that's what's going on. So anyway, again, the Pizzagate, the pedophilia, the 500,000 kids go missing every year, all more, all this. I'm just like nailing down what's important here. The pedogate thing. We catch these guys. I don't know what Donnie's 4D strategy is here, People are, I don't see why he can't just go straight as an arrow, take down the Fed, put these guys in a military tribunal, finish it all off, and bada bing, bada boom. And I don't know if he's obviously trying to do it very peacefully. He's obviously trying to do it very non-violent. Like, he's obviously trying his hardest, is what it looks like, to prevent any kind of drama. It seems like he wants to do it in some clever way. But me personally, I don't see a way of doing it without it being very dramatic due to the circumstances. I mean, folks, we're talking about Pizzagate here. I mean, look this up. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I would assume half the people in this world, if not most, would not even be able to deal with this kind of information. It's blasphemy, and it's sickening, and it's all that. So anyway, I mean, I don't know how much. There's so much sources, so much ridiculousness going on. I'll do you guys the favor of posting some stuff up, because recently they found in Connecticut they're trying to make it mandatory for the vaccinations. They're doing like the pharmaceutical drug people are going after. Everybody's going after everybody. Like, all this stuff is going on. It's the GM CEO just fires all these people and gives herself a $22 million bonus. I mean, this is just ridiculous. Let me show you. Let me see what I can do here. Well, let's see if we could get our technical engineers up on the scene and post up some stuff. They got all this stuff. So, and I'm pretty sure I mentioned this last time, they just have all this ridiculous stuff. Like 95% of it says that in this article that 95% of the Indians coming in, they don't know how to code. When it's like, what, you have the outsourcing of all the Indians, of all the people, whatever. And it says that 95% of them don't know how to code. I don't understand how that works, but there's that, and there's some people who would have conspiracies for all of that. But bottom line is nothing is safe. I mean, everything is just ridiculous. And, there's just so much going on. I can't even think and throw everything on the table. So let's see. Here's that. Here's this. And it's all in that book that Jim Fetzer mentioned. And so I don't know, I didn't really get to study much about what Jim Fetzer said about all that. But I mean, these people who are allegedly suing Jim Fetzer and his other colleague, Nothing is happening here. Like they're I don't think they're even scared, because as a matter of fact, this is almost a good thing, because they're bringing attention to themselves, which is actually very surprising, because I mean, for how fake all of this is, it's just shocking. I mean, it sounds like they're just pulling everything out here. That's what it honestly seems like. All right. Get all this out of here. But for real though, let's see if I get that vaccine one. I mean, it's crazy. I thought I had that one. You know? I thought I had it. But here's the IT one. Anyway, you know, it's like I don't even have to do any of this. I mean, everybody can do it. Everybody can do this. Everybody can do this. I'm just trying to put my part in. That's it, you know? If everybody put their part in, then it would be all fine and dandy. But unfortunately, I don't know what the bippity bop is here, but we're all trying here, right? So here's the thing. So I think all of this is great. I think the economy is about to crash. They're trying really hard not to, and it's been dropping, and like crazy things have been happening. Bitcoin is hovering around 4K. Physical metals are hovering around the same price that they've been, 1,215. Let's see, you know, that's about it. And then Donny Boy shuts the government down, which is great, because you know what? Most of these people is useless. It's just pencil pushers anyway. None of this matters. And you know what? Everybody is doing highly corrupt things and highly illegal activities and all this stuff. So all of this is just a huge joke. Everything is just, but at the same time, very serious, because of it's crazy. So again, was it Jerome Powell, Federal Reserve? The Federal Reserve needs to be ended. Donny Boy needs to shut it down. How he's doing it, I don't know. But if this is part of the plan, something's happening. Another one of my sources said that today was supposed to be a big day. I don't know if callers call in, but I didn't hear of nothing. And you know, I've been recovering from an injury myself anyway, so you know, I've been out of the loop, to be honest, guys. I just know that the two most important things: pedogate, Federal Reserve. Got to take it. And you know what? I'm pretty sure these are the same clowns. Pretty sure these are the same clowns. I don't know. I can't say. I'd like to do more work. I'd like to put more work in. I mean, I'd like to, you know, like everybody else, you know, whatever we can do. So that's the thing. So there you go. Just wanted to do a quick update. It sounds like everybody's doing things. Wanted to get up on here, let people know I'm recovering. You know, I'm chilling. Thank you very much, everybody. Geezy Truth News is still working on it. Everybody's working on it. The good guys are winning. Pedogate, it seems like there's more info. If I had I had it, but I don't know where it went. Yes, the phone lines are open. And so, yeah, so there you go, you know. Please, callers call in. Phone lines are open. Please go ahead and call. And so, okay, so here we go. So looks like we got a caller right here. All right, caller, call in. How are you doing?
Sir Jeezy.
What's going on?
Guess who?
Is it my brother from another mother?
Yeah, it's your fellow correspondent, Arturo. Long time no
Sweet,
talk.
sweet. I was wondering that your voice sounded familiar. Great. How are you doing?
Yeah, it's been great. Is John still working the boards over at your studio?
Yeah, exactly. John's twiddling over on the thumb dials over there, and he's working his, he's working his butt off over there. So thank you, everybody.
Great. Well, congratulate him on the new child and the wife as well for me.
Oh yeah, for sure, we'll do.
Congrats, John. I'm sure you can hear me.
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess I'll just get straight to the gripe. I mean, you've been talking about Pizzagate for the past 2 years, and you've been talking about Sandy Hook like so much that you're talking about something that hasn't even happened, and there's more relevant stuff in the news. Let's move on. You know, the listeners need some enlightenment.
Well, yeah, for sure, but I mean, you can't. I mean, the two most important things are the Pizzagate and the Federal Reserve. Like, those are the two most important. Those are, like, nothing else is more important than that. Those are the two most important portions.
It's messed up of me to say, but kids have been getting raped since the dawn of time, and fake shootings will continue to happen. So let's talk about the
No, that's completely
situation.
outrageous. That is completely outrageous what you said. Because it's not
true, though.
It's not true. Things have not been happening like this. And if they have been, now we just found out, and that's not okay. You know, harvesting children and you know, kidnapping, like millions of kids going missing, that's not good, Arturo. That's not.
No, of course.
You have to understand that
horrendous.
it's much worse than you think. It's like it's a gigantic pedophile ring that God knows what these people think. I guess their new name is the Khazarian Mafia. I guess that's what they call them now or whatever, you know. They got all these different...
next year they'll be called something else. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah, well, bottom line is these guys are the same guys. Look, they're kidnapping the kids. They own the Federal Reserve. I mean, there's lots of evidence pointing that these are the same people. The same people doing pedogate are the same people doing the Federal Reserve, and there's a lot of things. There's a lot of evidence and a lot of things.
Well, before we get into the whole Federal Reserve thing, I'm not here to talk about Pizzagate or Sandy Hook. I want to talk about something that's a little bit more, I suppose, tip of tongue, top of mind, and that's building that wall. Now, my gripe on it is, sure, the wall is an important part of the Donny Boy Trump platform. However, is it the highest thing on his to-do list? And whatever happened to Mexico paying for the wall? If the government is going to waste its money on government programs, money is money. So either way, whether you're paying for the wall or pointless government program, you're still blowing $5 billion of the taxpayers' money. So in that sense, I feel like we've gone off target. That should be Trump's final hurrah before he leaves office, is the wall. There's other shit we have to take care of. Pardon my language. I know this is a child-friendly show, but I get pretty passionate about this stuff. And that should be ending term limits, ending the love affair of the government in the Federal Reserve, and putting political criminals to trial. And this government shutdown, who should not be getting paid are the politicians, not their little, cabin slaves that are cleaning their toilets and filing their paperwork. Why should those people deserve to suffer? A job's a job. Someone's trying to put some food on the table for the family. The politicians are the ones that shouldn't get a paycheck. Yeah, maybe they should get health care and little stipends here and there, but I thought they're supposed to lead the country because they love the people of the country. Am I right? That's where the pressure should be if you're going to have a government shutdown.
Well, look, most of what you said is completely correct, and I mentioned it on the show. And the thing is that's so. Let's break this down. Your first question is, why is there still no wall? There's no wall because nobody likes Donny Boy. Can't you see that?
That wasn't my question. My question is that shouldn't be on the top of the priority list. The wall should be at the end of the list. There's a lot more stuff you can get done feasibly, rather than trying to put the cart before the horse, so to speak.
Well, that's exactly right. And the thing is we believe that he is doing a lot of things. I mean, first of all, he's written numerous executive orders, the December 21st executive order being the most famous one, talking about what I've been talking about and saying how he's ending this pedogate bull sneezy and doing his best, and so there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff. He's doing what he's doing up front is there's more than what meets the eye.
Let us pray and hope that's the case. Because I know damn well the media isn't covering it, and that's also the problem with the media. If they're always on an attack and belligerent him for every little thing that he does, people get tired of it. At that point, that's what people don't like the media for. It's because they already know what to expect. They're never going to give him any sort of credit. If people are tired of it, and the more they do that, they just lose more and more credibility and piss people off. It's death by 1,000 cuts that are self-inflicted, and where the hell is our country going in the foundation?
Well, that's what every single independent news station has been saying. That's what every human, any American, any self-respecting American patriot would be saying these things. There's a difference between talking about it and doing it. There's a difference between talking and action. And obviously everybody wants a non-violent resolution. So that's why all of this is taking so long.
Resolution to what?
Resolution to the corruption and the ridiculous amount of disgrace.
And we have that. It's called due process of law. Innocent until proven guilty. You bring charges, take the person on a trial, and press your case against them and see how they fare on a jury trial. People seem to
damn
be
true.
To due process.
Yeah, but you know what? Less than 10. It's like 5% ever actually go to trial. But we're not talking about Joe stealing a candy bar from the local saloon. We're talking about the highest of treason, the highest of illegal activity that you could possibly think of has been committed.
Be on the priority list.
That should be on the news. That should be. It is amazing. There's a lot of questions that stand to be answered.
You're not going to pass a wall legislation before you have all of these crooks in the government that are going to be the ones voting on it. You see what I mean? How can you ever expect that if the crooks are voting for these policies? A crook wouldn't self-incriminate and vote for a policy.
It's true. It's very true. And you know what? I hate to say this, but I really see this happening, and I really see this coming. That if Donnie Boy is the last straw. I'll tell you what. Everybody knows, and you don't even have to know anything about anything, and you would know that Donnie Boy is the last straw to break the horse's back, because
it depends on how much of his platform and campaign promises he can get accomplished. Wouldn't you agree that he could make America great, quote unquote, and save the country if he completes even half of his campaign promises? At least that'll buy America another maybe 100 years before the next major.
Look, the big fat elephant in the room is that he needs to end the Federal Reserve, or he needs to do one or the other or both. And I'll tell you what, this is what I was saying, is that if he doesn't accomplish either one of these tasks, there will be a revolution. And again, I don't condone any of this. I'm not saying any of this, but what I'm saying is that the lying and the corruption, it can't go on. I mean, maybe I would be shocked to see that if it would keep continuing the way it is. But at this point in time, it really seems like it's either up or down. It's either they take over, the globalists take over, and it's shocking to see how many they do have supporters. I don't know how legitimate it is, but I mean, I've met a couple. There are people who are like that, but so it's very interesting. I mean, I've never thought common sense would ever be this confusing.
Well, I actually heard an interesting theory, and that was when people have too much freedom, they revert back to almost infantilism and want somebody to take care of them so they don't have to think for themselves. provide them food, make their decisions for them, so they can live in a sedative state, because you taste that enlightenment.
Well, that's called Stockholm Syndrome.
Going on. And then you become compliant, because you just can't take the truth.
That's not freedom. I mean, that's perceived freedom.
I'm talking about freedom in the individualistic sense. You know, things like that are amendments in Constitution grants us, where they place the emphasis of the individual over the government.
Yeah, which is what we have. And that's another thing. Oh, and thank you for mentioning this. Actually, this is another thing I needed to mention on the show. Is actually they have not been trying. This is the first time there's so much gun legislature right now. Like they're trying to ban guns so much right now. There's so many new rules and laws that they're putting on. They're like banning laws on a whole new level. This is the most they've ever done. It's like full force banning guns agenda, which is amazing, because we all know it's not going to work. In Connecticut, they just did a new banned thing.
Legislation in Washington State, where the
right.
police have the authority now to come into your house and check to see how your guns are stored. That violates both your Second and Fourth Amendment.
Right.
Straight up. There's no black and white about it.
Yeah.
It's and the fact that this hasn't been challenged constitutionally. There is.
There's already.
How did this even get into the legislature?
Well, yeah, exactly. The fact that
is the question. When it clearly, it doesn't even. It's subtly. It's not even subtly constitutional.
It's not even subtle.
It's just to say, hey, this law violates your Second and Fourth Amendment. They wrote that in the bill. And it still got passed. It's bananas. It's your rights being stripped away from you in front of your face, almost as a way to mock you.
Yeah, you know, what can I say? You know, it's look, we know for a fact that it'll never happen. I mean, they could try all they want, but they'll never. They can make up all the rules that they want. It'll never happen.
Yeah.
And because that's what because people aren't going to take it. And if they do, you know what?
Off that point.
Go ahead.
If I must. Look, and this might be a little controversial, so just bear with me until I finish out the whole message. Let's just say the current gun laws in our country aren't what the libbies like to call common sense. Just for the purpose of this argument, let's just agree with them, okay? You know, you can have your AR-15s, you can have the silencers, you can pretty much be armed to a T with bazookas and whatever if you have the right permits. You know, if there's a will, there's a way, sort of thing. You know, let's just say that is completely and utterly absurd, okay? This is the whole problem with the thing. It's not that that's absurd. It's the right to bear arms and own those arms is simply the American tradition and American culture, just like any other culture, like the French like wine. You know what I mean? That's a part of their culture. You could say alcohol is the worst thing ever for you, but the French are going to still keep drinking their wine. I know that's not a apples to apples example, but the point that I'm really trying to make is owning the rights to bear arms is just an individualistic staple of the culture in the U.S. So no matter how much you agree with banning guns and disagree with the Second Amendment, that's simply something that's ingrained into the American culture, which you take that away, you do not have America anymore, no matter how unlogical you think that amendment is. Obviously, that is not my opinion, but if you put it into that perspective, looking at it from a cultural identity perspective in the history of this country, that amendment cannot be destroyed. And it's part of the Constitution, and our founding fathers architecture of the country. You start changing the Constitution, you do not have the United States, which is actually one of the longest standing Constitution in the world. So squat on that. I would like to hear your 2 cents on that thought.
Right. Well, I mean, if I disagreed, I would argue with you. But yeah, what is there to argue about that? I mean, the Constitution is the Constitution. That we the people. This is our land. This is our country. This is the law. This is the way it is. Again, we can keep going tit for tat over and over again. We need solutions. We need to talk about what
no solution needed. It is what it is. You know what I mean? It's for example, you got all these sympathists for all the fucked up things that they do in Islamic countries, like rape children and genitally mutilate.
They do all kinds of things all over the place,
and make them wear like the head to foot black covering in the desert. And you say, oh, well, you just don't understand their culture and you don't respect it. You're a
sure.
And it's like, okay, well, if you understand guns in the same way that Muslim people are mutilating their children and making their wives wear all black and not being able to show their ankles in public, then you have to use that same logic on Americans and guns, and that nobody will ever admit that. Bad parts of other people's culture is okay because that's cultural acceptance. But when it comes to our bad cultural whatevers, that's unacceptable. You see what I mean? It's the hypocrisy.
Of course, Mr. Arturo, like I said, Mr. Arturo, you're completely correct, and you can look at all of this, and you can compare all of this, and you're completely right about all of that. You can compare all those things, and you can say that this is wrong, that's right, and that these are the same, and blah blah blah. But the fact of the matter is evidence and facts. The fact is that every country, every dictator who took the guns away from its people, soonly after that, there was genocide. It doesn't matter whether it was in Germany, whether it was in Cambodia, whether it was in China, whether it was in Venezuela.
They're doing that in Europe too, and look what's happening in Europe. Arming of the public, disarming of the public, and you can slowly, that's the perspective we have here in America.
Oh yeah, the Paris riots, the French, I assume that we talked about that.
Watching from a distance their whole culture and continent slowly burn to the ground. Anyway, it was a pleasure talking to you, Sir Geezy T. But I don't want to crowd up your phone lines anymore. Those were just my gripes, and I hope some people out there heard me. Well, thank you for the
thank you very much, Mr. Arturo. Thank you very much for the call. Truly appreciate it. Please call back again. You're completely correct. You have a great night, and thank you very much.
Yeah, you as well. God bless.
Take care.
God bless the USA.
Thank you. That's right. Well, Mr. Arturo hit the nail on the head. That is exactly what it is. And you know what? Complaining about it is good, but taking action it takes further. And that's the thing. You got to know the truth, and you got to fight with the truth. If you know the facts, you know the truth, there's nothing that goes against it. Because any other reasoning is flawed. You simply cannot do that. This is common sense, ladies and gentlemen. Again, this is all very common sense. There's nothing to talk about here, except for the obvious. Look, the guns thing, all these little minority things, it doesn't matter because they could be washed away very easily. And again, with the same reasoning as the way the dictators have taken over by banning guns is the same reasoning why the American people will never leave their guns, because of the facts of what that is. So again, that's a moot point, and I'm not saying that there needs to be whatever needs to be implied. There needs to be rules and all this stuff, but nothing that infringes on the rights of the people, because that is first and foremost. And that's all that matters. So again, by the way, I did want to do a shout out for France. Definitely viva la France. Good job for them. They're doing all these. They're doing the yellow jackets. I thought we talked about that, but I don't know if we did last show or this show. Again, we've been a while for. It's been a while since we've done Geezy Truth news. But that's the thing, is that, you know, good job for France. The people of France are standing up, and as a matter of fact, if we could get some French people up on here to talk, that would be wonderful. We'll see if we could get some of the context there. And yeah, good for them. You know, they're not putting up with the stuff over there anymore. You know, it's getting ridiculous. It's like $10, you know, but however they do the gas there, not gallons, but you know, whatever, a liter. They take it's like $10 a liter, which is ridiculous. It's and the taxes, the migrants, the this, the that, and you know, this is what you get. And so I've been hearing every weekend the riots have been getting more and more because the people of France are getting sick and tired. And so that's all I'll have to say about that, because you know, I don't know much about any of that, especially France. So hopefully we have a contact next week that we can speak with, and that'll be a good one. And so, other than that, lots of good things are happening, it seems like. So you got the Vive la France thing, you got the economy that's tanking, obviously. You got the government shutdown, and you got new news about the pedogate scandal, and you have Donny Boy threatening to fire Jerome Powell. So that's what we got right now, folks. Those 5 things, I think that I wanted to mention those. And of course, and then the guns, and then of course the vaccines and the pharmaceutical drugs, the opioid crisis, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I mean, it just goes on and on. The direct energy weapons, the false flags. I mean, the yada, 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 you know, we all know. We all know. So, thank you, everybody. I think that's about it. You know, what else can I say, you know? I think it's about time. Unless we got more callers calling in, I think I'm going to just wrap things up here. You know, thank you everybody for calling in and talking and, you know, tuning in. Everybody spread the truth. Everybody do the best that you can. You know, what can I say? Everybody's got to do what they got to do. So, to that I say, Geezy Truth News is out. Thank you. Stay tuned.